He's, advocating for the things that his father cared about.
The Fox Virginia News at 10 is next. Tonight, the son of Martin Luther King Jr. is coming to UVA as the latest professor of practice. We'll tell you when he begins.
Dan Jordan, the former president and CEO of the Thomas Jefferson Foundation, passed away last week. We'll share his memorable career.
And a local restaurant now wants you to grab your margaritas to go, all part of a recent bill signed by Governor Glenn Youngkin. We'll tell you more about it. It's 10 o'clock. Time for your Fox Virginia News.
Now, Fox Virginia News at 10.
Well, good Monday evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Alexia Williams.
And I'm Ashley Brooks. We'll get to those stories in just a moment, but first, here's Travis with your Fastcast.
And now, your CBS 19 Weather Authority forecast from the Bright Star Care Charlottesville Weather Center.
It was a cold start to the work week for many as temperatures fell below freezing this morning, but we rebounded this afternoon with sunshine and our highs were in the lower 60s. And temperatures right now, respectable, 40s for most, still 50 in Charlottesville, 43 in Orange, 44 in Scottsville, 38 in Standardsville and Culpeper right now at 41 degrees. Skies have been clear since early this morning. However, those clouds approaching from the west will eventually overtake things. No rain expected, though, tonight. In fact, we're not going to get any rain from those clouds in that attached system until the middle of the week. So your forecast tonight, low temperature 36 degrees, back to 30s in Charlottesville and surrounding areas with increasing clouds. Your Tuesday will turn out mostly cloudy, but very consistent with temperatures ending up around 60 in the afternoon. As mentioned, we'll get some rain for the midweek. We'll talk about when it starts and how much will fall in just a few minutes.
Sounds good, Travis. The Albemarle County Police Department is investigating a missing persons case turned possible homicide. Police found both 51-year-old Robert Gerald Shiflett and 50-year-old Christy Powell Shiflett's bodies over the weekend. Police say it all started last Friday when Robert Shiflett reported his wife Christy missing. On Saturday, police shifted the investigation to a potential homicide after finding Mrs. Shiflett's abandoned car in a remote field and interviewing Mr. Shiflett. On Sunday, ACPD located the body of Mr. Shiflett in a Crozet cemetery. They're investigating his death as a suspected suicide. Later that day, investigators and state police found a body believed to be Mrs. Shiflett's buried in a makeshift grave in a remote area off of Yellow Mountain Road. This would be the county's first reported homicide this year.
Albemarle County Police are investigating an alleged student-on-teacher assault at the high school, Albemarle County High School, that is. Police say that they responded to a disorderly conduct call at Albemarle High School around noon on Friday. They found that one student had allegedly assaulted a staff member and two other students. All students in the case are juveniles. Now, this is an ongoing investigation at this time.
All fires in Albemarle, Louisa, and Madison counties are now under control or extinguished. However, there are still several fires burning in the Shenandoah Valley. The Department of Forestry says firefighters have nearly gotten all of the blazes in Page and Rockingham counties contained as of this afternoon. However, the Shenandoah National Park is still working with state and local officials to contain the Rocky Branch fire in Page County. That fire has burned more than 980 acres and is just 25% contained at this time. The National Park Institute issued a fire ban last week, which remains in effect as of tonight.
Martin Luther King III has been named a professor of practice at the University of Virginia.
According to the university, he will join the Center for Politics for a term beginning immediately and continuing through the fall semester. Our Fox Virginia's Garrett Witten has more on this announcement. Hi, Garrett.
Alexia and Ashley, King's first appearance will be on April 5th at the concert in Old Cabell Hall, celebrating the 25th anniversary of the Center for Politics. His father, Martin Luther King Jr., spoke at Old Cabell Hall on March 25th, 1963. During his time at UVA, King will participate in university-wide lectures, serve as a guest lecturer in student seminars, and participate in other university and community events. Center officials say King advances the legacy of his father.
He's, advocating for the things that his father cared about. Again, we had these big landmark civil rights bills that passed in the 1960s. But, I think, unfortunately, a lot of the, discrimination that Martin Luther King Jr. cared about is still present in American life. And Martin Luther King III has, been involved in, a lot of pushes for for social justice.
Connick believes having King on grounds will provide valuable opportunities for students and the community to engage with him and gain his perspective on issues. He will be the center's second professor of practice, joining former Representative Liz Cheney of Wyoming. In the studio, Garrett Witten, Fox Virginia News.
All right, Garrett, thank you for that report tonight. Dan Jordan, former president and CEO of the Thomas Jefferson Foundation, passed away last week. He was instrumental in embracing Jefferson's relationship with his slave, Sally Hemings.
Jordan is known for his accomplishments and also for raising over $210 million, aiding the historical landmarks preservation. Our Fox Virginia's Sarah Allen has more from the mountaintop on Jordan's memorable career. Take a look.
Current foundation president Jane Kaminsky calls Jordan one of the most consequential presidents since Thomas Jefferson himself. Through growing the endowment to introducing slavery tours and telling the untold story of Sally Hemings, Jordan's legacy will not be forgotten.
Much of the beauty you see around you and much of the challenge, much of the vision stem from this bold, courageous, compassionate man.
Dr. Jordan started at Monticello back in 1985 and headed the Thomas Jefferson Foundation until his retirement in 2008. In his time as CEO, Kaminsky says he set a new precedent.
From the beginning, Dr. Jordan said that we were going to embrace the whole history of this place.
And that also included new findings. Back in 1998, DNA testing supported the relationship between Sally Hemings and Thomas Jefferson. And Kaminsky says Jordan immediately took action.
Dan Jordan rushed into the challenge of that moment and also the possibility of that moment. I think part of his commitment as a historian and scholar to follow evidence where it led.
But aside from his accomplishments as president, Jordan was also remembered by his character.
Dan Jordan cared about every single person on the staff, sincerely cared. So many of our colleagues have said to me in the last few days, Dan Jordan took a chance on me.
Dr. Jordan was 85 years old at the time of his passing. He was survived by his wife and partner of more than 62 years, Lou, his brother Joseph Lodwick Jordan, and his 3 children, Dan, Grace, and Catherine. In Albemarle County, Sarah Allen, Fox Virginia News.
Virginia Senator Danica Rome spoke to college students as the final part of UVA's Batten School of Leadership and Public Policy series, Batten Hour. Now, Rome is the first out and seated transgender state legislator in American history and recently released her memoir, Burn the Page, that walks through her childhood and experiences as a journalist and now as a senator. She says that her experiences empowered her to step up and serve the state and wants others to follow in her footsteps.
If you're well qualified, you've got good ideas, bring those ideas to the table because this is your Commonwealth of Virginia too, and it's your turn to run it just as much as it is anyone else's.
Currently serves as senator for Virginia's 30th district, covering areas of Prince William County, including the city of Manassas. Students at Piedmont Virginia Community College's Adult Education Center showed off their new skills to a distinguished visitor today, Senator Tim Kaine.
Kaine toured the facility as he works on some legislation involving job education, but the conversations quickly turned to immigration policies. Our Fox Virginia's Felicity Taylor reports.
Senator Tim Kaine touring PVCC's Adult Education Center to get feedback from its students.
We really want to attend a lot of classes here, more classes for new immigrants, especially focusing on the working or job seeking.
Feedback on 2 pieces of legislation: the reauthorization of the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, or WIOA, and a new bill called the Jumpstart Our Businesses by Supporting Students, or JOBS Act.
More resources, that's no surprise. The fact that they have to turn students away, new Americans who are excited to get language skills and then get jobs. And, we have a low unemployment rate, and employers are like, it's hard to hire people.
The center offers English as a second language, GED, and job readiness classes. Many students express their concerns that they're in the United States legally, but they're having a hard time getting a job that they feel they're qualified for, or they just can't get a proper work visa.
I would like to work here and pay my taxes and be productive, but I can't.
Does that change your mind or what you guys are going to do moving forward, looking at kind of this illegal immigration and border crisis that we have going on?
I mean, it needs to. I wish, if people, when they hear immigration, I think a lot of people, the first thing they think of is the border. The first thing we should think of is workforce. National security and border issues are really important. And some of the chaos at the border is because if you don't have a robust work visa program, then people who are desperate for opportunities come and they'll make an asylum claim instead.
Felicity Taylor, Fox Virginia News.
More than 900 students participated in Western Albemarle High School Was for a Cause event. They worked on projects on and off campus. Some cleaned up the flower beds around the school, and others painted murals around the campus. Off-campus students picked up trash and crochet. Others taught French to elementary students.
I think people really like doing it. I mean, of course, students like it because they get to miss school, but they also get to do something they feel passionate about. And I think all of the projects, you really get to see that visual change and feel like, wow, I made a difference in my community.
And I think for a lot of people ask, what does a leadership program do? And our philosophy has largely been we should always try to leave the school or leave a place that you're in a better place than when you found it.
And this is their third year with the event.
Governor Glenn Youngkin signed a bill that permanently allows restaurants to sell cocktails to go.
In Virginia, this bill was set to expire July 1st of this year. Our Fox Virginia's Gretchen Stinger spoke to a local business, and they say this change is going to help businesses.
Why travel more when they can already get what they need here?
The Margarita at Guadalajara is a well-known refreshment around Charlottesville, and the establishment is hoping that the bill signed by the governor this weekend means more business. And with the warmer months around the corner, do you think that could even bring more people in for the cocktails to go?
I would hope so, yeah, because I know people like going out to parks, doing, events where they're allowed to bring, food. I think there's a couple of breweries around that, they're allowed to bring outside food and whatnot. So, I mean, even if, somebody doesn't like beer, if they want to take a margarita or a mixed drink with them, now they're going to have the flexibility.
It started during the pandemic and became a popular takeout option. Now our meal says people don't have to change their habits.
Margarita to go. It's been a bonus to have people come in and be able to, as long as they get an entree, they're able to take, some margaritas or any of our, mixed drinks home with them.
Now, there is one change. You can no longer have drinks delivered to you by Uber Eats or other companies. The bill calls for a review of third-party delivery licenses to be finished by November of this year. Well, Easter is right around the corner, and the annual Egg My Yard fundraiser for Miss Virginia is coming to a neighborhood near you. The Miss Commonwealth organization is teaming up with the Easter Bunny to make the holiday a little more magical this year. These local title holders are bringing eggs filled with candy and toys right to your front yard on March 30th, the night before Easter. All funds go straight toward scholarships, and if you want to learn more about how to sign up, be sure to visit our website.
A string of scares in the sky involving Boeing 737 MAX planes.
Boeing's CEO is stepping down after a turbulent last few months for the plane manufacturer. I'm Dan Springer in Seattle. That story coming up.
A pair of low pressure systems heading our way. Rain, not till the midweek. I'll tell you what happens between now and then. I'll tell you how much rain will fall too after this.
And now, your CBS 19 Weather Authority forecast from the Bright Star Care Charlottesville Weather Center.
Today's time lapse on the JES Skyline Network cam comes from Madison. Madison, you were able to enjoy lots of sunshine today. Chilly start this morning, but we did make temperatures in the 60s this afternoon. High level clouds made for a decent sunset. We're tough critics here in the Weather Center. We'll give that one a 7 out of 10. I know we can do better. As far as clouds are concerned, the few that we had moved through, literally just that, few. There haven't been many at all, and even the clouds I showed you earlier to our west, still several hours away. So will remain clear until after midnight. Lower 50s right now, both at Show and outside our Rye Road studio with Carter Mountain at 45 degrees. Dry air in place, big difference between temperature and dew point, and winds right now relatively light. Elsewhere, Stanton at 43, Fredericksburg 45, much warmer west of the Blue Ridge Mountains with lower 60s still in Charleston and southern Ohio. So we have the clouds hanging back to our west, and we have the systems providing these clouds kind of joining forces, producing showers and thunderstorms. So what's going to happen is this area of low pressure in Arkansas will kind of lift through the area first on Wednesday. This low pressure system in Kansas City will sneak to the Carolinas and then ride along the coast on Thursday. Wednesday, I don't think we get a lot of rain. Thursday, if you're east of Charlottesville, you get a better chance of seeing rain. Tomorrow, Tuesday, I know I'm all over the place here with days of the week, but bear with me. Tuesday, we just thicken the clouds. I don't expect any rain to fall tomorrow. I am expecting tomorrow temperatures will be close to what we had today. We start off in the 30s in the morning. We're mostly cloudy with limited sunshine throughout. 50 degrees at 12 noon and 59 degrees at 4 p.m. Pollen, yep. I don't need to tell you, your nose probably has. High levels for the tree pollens tomorrow, low levels for the grasses, but due to the containment or near containment of the recent wildfires and brush fires, air quality index and smoke levels will be good and healthy for all age groups. Here's Futurecast, and here come the clouds on Tuesday, just kind of gradually thickening during the day. Could be some showers Wednesday morning with system number 1 passing through, but some might not see anything at all in terms of rain. And then on Thursday, kind of when the storms pass the baton from one to another. Thursday, system on the coast, then rain probably going to back up a little closer to the area. I really think it'll be around Route 15 and east where you have the best chance for rain. But again, some places might not see anything at all. So it's going to be a far cry from the circle we had Saturday morning. Tonight, we're talking overnight lows in the middle 30s for most of the area. Then for Tuesday, mostly cloudy, 60 the high in Charlottesville, 59 for Livingston, 61 for Orange, 58 degrees the high in Madison. Part of the Home Center extended forecast. I should note, too, normal highs this time of year, very close to 60 degrees. Through the rain showers Wednesday, Thursday, then Friday, sunshine, 66. Both days of the weekend ahead, lower 70s. Easter Sunday, high of 72, and then scattered showers return for Monday.
It's a great Easter forecast.
Great
I'm
weekend
loving
forecast,
the 70s.
You bet.
The warmth, the sun,
Yes.
everything.
You have
I can't
plans
even
to
enjoy
do
the outside right now, but when I
Easter
can.
egg hunts on Sunday or Saturday. I think it's a go.
And the nice thing is the ground won't be too soggy for those Easter egg hunts. You won't have to bury them in piles of mud.
Yeah, all right. That's good news. Travis, thank you for that forecast.
Across the nation now, Boeing CEO Dave Calhoun is stepping down from the plane manufacturing company after the viral incident of a door flying off a plane.
Calhoun says it's his time to step aside and help the next leader take over Boeing. Fox News correspondent Dan Springer has more on the story from Seattle.
Boeing president and CEO Dave Calhoun says he is stepping down.
Why now? I've entered my 5th year. At the end of this year, I'll be close to 68 years old.
Calhoun's announcement coming after a string of scares in the sky, multiple involving Boeing 737 MAX planes. Back in January, a door plug flew off the plane, terrifying passengers on an Alaska Airlines flight. And in 2018 and 2019, before Calhoun was CEO, 2 deadly crashes off the coast of Indonesia and in Ethiopia left more than 300 people dead.
They have not done anything to repair the problems, improve morale, change the culture.
These incidents, plus other close calls, have prompted the Federal Aviation Administration and Congress to scrutinize the flying industry. The FAA even paused Boeing's expansion of its 737 MAX planes and found that the company had quality control issues.
This should be able to be brought under control. I'm hoping the carriers have the backstop of excellent maintenance programs to provide comfort to the public.
Wall Street is also keeping an eye on the embattled company, while Boeing's new chairman, Stephen Mollenkopf, will spearhead the search for Calhoun's replacement.
Management is the single most important thing that we pay attention to. It's our top fundamental factor that we analyze along with the catalyst for outperformance.
Dave Calhoun says he will continue to lead Boeing until the end of this year to set the company up for the future. In Seattle, Dan Springer, Fox News.
Sean Diddy Combs' homes are raided by Homeland Security today. The music mogul's homes in both L.A. and Miami were filled with federal agents as part of an ongoing sex trafficking investigation. Combs has been accused of drugging young women as well as multiple instances of sexual abuse. Homeland Security is reportedly checking the properties for laptops, flash drives, or anything that would tie Combs to the alleged crimes.
You're watching Fox Virginia News at 10. Thanks to you, the #1 rated 10 p.m. newscast in Central Virginia.
Welcome back. It's 10:32. I'm Alexia Williams.
And I'm Ashley Brooks. You're watching the Fox Virginia News at 10. Let's go ahead and check in with our chief meteorologist, Travis Koshko.
And now, your CBS 19 Weather Authority forecast from the Bright Star Care Charlottesville Weather Center.
Mentioned this several times in earlier newscasts today, but this is the time of year where cold mornings and seasonable, if not mild afternoons, are commonplace. We're exiting the cold months of winter and transitioning into the warmth of summer, and along the way, you're going to have some pretty wild temperature swings over the course of a day. Case in point, Exhibit A. 30 degrees our low temperature this morning in Charlottesville. 61 our high this afternoon, which was still 2 degrees below normal. And yes, those normal highs are climbing more and more each and every week. Right now, 49 for Charlottesville, 45 in Louisa and Madison, Culpeper 43, same for Scottsville 43, and Piney River, good evening to you, 44 degrees current temperature. Tonight, back to the 30s, and then for Tuesday, it'll be a mostly cloudy day, although despite the clouds and lack of sunshine compared to today, we'll still manage a high temperature around 60 degrees. And then for Wednesday and Thursday, we get some rain showers. We'll talk about that. Talk about something else I'm keeping my eye on in the extended forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, sounds good, Travis. Thank you. Well, millions of eyes are expected to be on Caitlin Clark and the Iowa Hawkeyes tonight as they continue their run in the ladies' NCAA basketball tournament. Clark's record-setting success is now showing how women are continuing to change and elevate the sports world.
2023 saw record revenues for the elite women's sports, from volleyball to basketball to soccer. And according to a women's sports publication, that women's sports will see further growth in 2024, set to pass the billion-dollar barrier level for the first time. Michael Yoshida reports.
She's one of the biggest names in sports. Caitlin Clark's record-setting success on the court and beyond, showcasing how women are continuing to take the sports world to new heights.
This isn't a coincidence.
Danette Layton is the CEO of the Women's Sports Foundation. Barrier breaker Billie Jean King started the organization 50 years ago, 2 years after the passing of Title IX.
You're starting to see this transformation finally, but it takes time. It takes time to change gender norms. It takes time for those to understand that we've deserved this for a long time.
In 2023, football stadiums were filled, setting attendance records for women's volleyball and basketball. The Women's World Cup also set new highs for attendance and prize money. And now in 2024, Deloitte predicts revenue generated by women's elite sports will surpass $1 billion for the first time, a total that's up at least 300% from just 3 years ago.
In 2021, we'd be having a conversation like the biggest secret in sports right now is women's sports. That's not the case anymore. I actually maintain that if you're not currently investing in women's sports, you're behind.
Still, gaps between women and men's sports remain, from resources and pay to coaching and leadership opportunities, and keeping girls involved in youth sports.
It's not a nice to have, it's a must have for women because those skill sets are lifelong. And I think we're just getting started. I think we're barely putting our toe in the water as it relates to the potential of women's sports.
Well, a Japanese superstar insists that he is not involved in betting.
A curveball involving baseball's biggest star. I'm Connor Hansen with the details coming up.
An LA Dodgers superstar and baseball star spoke out for the first time since his interpreter was accused of stealing millions of dollars from him to cover gambling debts.
Fox News correspondent Connor Hansen has more from New York.
Baseball's biggest name is embroiled in controversy following allegations his interpreter stole millions from him to place illegal bets. Shohei Ohtani just signed a record $700 million contract with the LA Dodgers. The Japanese superstar says his interpreter with the team, Ippei Mizuhara, had been lying to him and taking money from his account to cover gambling debts.
On a personal note, I'm very saddened and shocked someone whom I trusted has done this.
Ohtani insists he is not involved with the betting at all and only found out about the alleged theft recently.
I never bet on baseball or any other sports, or never have asked somebody to do it on my behalf, and I have never gone through a bookmaker to bet on sports.
Mizuhara told ESPN last week that Ohtani paid the debts off for him before changing his story, now claiming Ohtani knew nothing about it. While the IRS and the MLB investigate, questions are still swirling about how the interpreter was able to access so much money.
I don't care how much money you have. How did this guy allegedly have access to wire large sums of money? We know of at least 2 wires, $500,000 each, from the Ohtani personal bank account to the account of this alleged bookmaker. How does that happen?
The MLB's policy is to ban players for 1 year if they're caught betting on baseball, even if it's done legally. In New York, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
And now, your CBS 19 Weather Authority forecast from the Bright Star Care Charlottesville Weather Center.
Big props to our friends at the UVA Department of Astronomy for this time lapse from Fan Mountain, the fisheye lens. Whitney, I owe you one. Really cool to see the sun going across the sky, the clouds rolling in later in the day, and then watch this. Stars! Oh, yeah. I'm going to be showing this one a lot more often. Why haven't I thought of this sooner? I think of this on a Monday. I'm supposed to think of this on a Friday or something when I'm actually coherent and awake. Anyway, sky's clear now, as evidenced by the time lapse and the fisheye lens. By the way, Fan Mountain down here in southern Albemarle County. Really cool location. Clouds, they'll thicken during the day tomorrow. Temperatures still ending up around 60. Few smoldering fires right now about the area, but everything pretty much contained at last check. A little bit of smoke drifting here and there. Nothing to destroy the air quality, so that's going to be good for tomorrow. Mostly cloudy, 60 tomorrow in Charlottesville, 59 for Livingston, Arvonia. Your high 61 degrees. Same for Orange, Culpeper, 59 for Standardsville, 60 in Wilderness, Lake of the Woods, Locust Grove, 61 for Kent Store and Louisa, 62 in Bumpus, Bremo Bluff, 61. Valley commuters tomorrow, you got mid to upper 50s from Harrisonburg to Stanton, 57 in Waynesboro, and 55 degrees in Broadway. So our next storm systems are these two, as mentioned. We don't get the rain until Wednesday and Thursday. And even Thursday, it's going to be more of a eastern half of the Commonwealth deal than it will be more for areas west of Charlottesville. I wouldn't be surprised if some places on Thursday in Central Virginia stay totally dry. After that, we're going to be dry for the weekend. One thing I'm watching, I alluded to this earlier, temperatures are actually going to get warmer as we go into the weekend. High chance for precipitation Wednesday into Thursday, moderate chance next Monday. Futurecast rainfall at least from Wednesday, Thursday. Might not get these exact amounts, but this is the trend I'm looking for. Higher amounts east of Charlottesville. Precipitation days 8 to 14 going into early April. Close, if not slightly above normal. Your temperatures below normal for the next few days and then lower 70s this weekend. But then once we go to days 8 to 14 as in the first week of April, looks as though temperatures will be still very close to seasonal normals.
All right, Travis, sounds good. Our health check now. It's long-running debate whether you should wear your outside shoes inside the house. Well, it's a fairly polarizing topic, especially if you're on the other side of it. The decision to forego shoes. Many people and cultures believe shoes should never be worn inside. According to Dr. Sotera, the foot is the foundation of the body, okay? It aligns the ankles with all the way up through the spine. So wearing a shoe with proper cushion is essential to maintaining a healthy back and joints. Not to mention the fat pads that fade on your feet as well as we get older. Instead, she says, wear slippers or sandals inside.
You want to have something that cradles your foot, that has a nice contour, that has an arch support. So you should look for even a slipper that has these types of features.
So yes, you should go out, buy some house slippers, shoes even, that never go outside. Not to take out the trash, not to get the mail. They do not cross the threshold of the door.
Oh my goodness. Well, I need to get some of those because all my slippers I wear outside too. So defeating the whole purpose there. Well, the outpouring of support for Kate Middleton, the Princess of Wales, received this past weekend the news that she is battling cancer, quieting rumors about her whereabouts, but saddening the British people. Fox News correspondent Stephanie Bennett has more.
The news of Kate Middleton's cancer diagnosis continues to make the front page of every newspaper here in the UK. The Mail saying that Kate was very touched from everyone's outpouring of support and love. And also you have the Sunday Times, where the hospital heart-to-hearts brought her and the King closer during both of their treatments. Of course, the King has also been diagnosed with cancer. We do not know the details of where or what stage his or Kate's cancers are at. Local outlets are reporting that if his health allows, King Charles is hoping to attend Easter Sunday church service next week with his wife, Queen Camilla, and a reduced royal turnout at St. George's Chapel in Windsor. However, Kate, Prince William, and their children will not be in attendance. Reports say she will be spending quality time with her family during those Easter holidays. Now, in January, she underwent a successful abdominal surgery And originally, Kensington Palace said she would return to public duties after Easter, but with the updated cancer diagnosis, that is likely to be delayed. Kate revealed in her video posted Friday on X that she is undergoing chemotherapy and is in the early stages of her treatment. According to a Kensington Palace spokesman, the Prince and Princess of Wales say they are enormously touched by the kind messages and that they were very grateful that the public understood their request for privacy.
Best wishes, and hopefully she's well again soon. I mean, obviously she's got 3 young children there, hasn't she? And that's got to come first, and her health, those things have got to come first rather than the country's.
For now, it is likely that we will not be hearing from the Princess of Wales for a while, as this video was a way to quiet down the rumours and put everything to rest. In London, Stephanie Bennett, Fox News.
Fox means business now. Congress says it wants to regulate artificial intelligence, but so far, state lawmakers are leading the way.
Fox News correspondent Jonathan Hunt has more from L.A.
Our state protects us and what we're about and what we work so hard for.
With artificial intelligence regulations stalled on the federal level, we're seeing more action by the states. On Thursday, a first-of-its-kind law was signed by Tennessee Governor Bill Lee, aimed at protecting musicians from having their voices stolen by technology. The legislation is being welcomed by singers and songwriters in Nashville, the country music capital of the world, where superstars like Luke Bryan say they've already been the victim of so-called deep fakes.
Stuff comes in of my voice on my phone and I can't tell it's not me.
The bill is officially called the Ensuring Likeness, Voice and Image Security Act, or Elvis Act for short. It criminalizes anyone using AI tools to replicate an artist's voice without their legal consent. And industry leaders say that type of voice cloning has been a growing problem for musicians at all levels.
This is their art. They spend their entire lives honing their craft and developing their brand and their voice.
Advocates are now hoping to build momentum for nationwide deepfake protections, and lawmakers on Capitol Hill are considering a number of bills that would regulate the technology.
Advertisers and policymakers must come together to build a solution and address the issue head-on.
The bill passed with wide bipartisan support. It's scheduled to take effect on July 1st. In Los Angeles, Jonathan Hunt, Fox News.
A sky-high debut, luxury automaker Infiniti bringing its new QX80 SUV to new heights on top of the outdoor deck at the edge at the Hudson Yards. It's the highest outdoor sky deck in the Western Hemisphere and 100 stories above New York City. Infiniti Americas Group Vice President Craig Keyes stopped by Fox Business to explain how the vehicle got up there.
It was a work of art by the team. It took a lot of effort and collaboration. But we had to cut the car into pieces and literally take it up a freight elevator and put it back together. And we've actually got some behind-the-scenes footage that we'll share in a couple weeks.
Wow, pretty cool stuff.
Dedication.
Almost sounds like Legos right there. And QX80 2025 model has a V6 twin turbo engine with 450 horsepower. It starts at $82,000 and goes up to $110,000. It will make its debut at the New York International Auto Show. That's next week.
It means so much to see the people that I will show up for me in ways over. Dave, it's value. And for me right now, I want you to make sure you feel that and you understand that. So all jokes aside, thank you for showing up on a night that's so dope that could not be as dope without real relationships and real energy.
Kevin Hart won the Mark Twain Prize for American Humor last night. He accepted the award at the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C., thanking his peers for their support. According to the Kennedy Center, the award goes to someone whose humor has impacted American society. The award ceremony will stream on Netflix May 11th. Past recipients include Richard Pryor, Carol Burnett, Tina Fey, Jon Stewart, and Adam Sandler.
We'll take a look at this. Journalist Katie Couric is now a grandma after the birth of her grandson on Saturday. She says that John Albert Dabrowski will be called Jay in honor of her late husband. He's the son of Couric's daughter, Ellie, and her son-in-law, Mark Dabrowski.
You know, the little guy is already taking after his grandma when it comes to making deadlines. Couric says he was born on his due date, weighing almost 7 pounds. Congrats to Katie Couric, UVA alum.
Congratulations all around are certainly in order. My gift to you, What can I muster up here? Maybe a nice weekend?
Yeah.
There you go.
That's pretty good.
Temperatures around 60 for the next several days. One round of showers on Wednesday. Another round on Thursday, mainly east of Charlottesville. A dry Friday with lower 70s for Saturday and Easter Sunday. And then scattered showers on Monday. It looks as though temperatures will stay close to normal as we go into April, which starts very, very soon.
Yeah. So if you got any Easter festivities, you should be all set.
Exactly.
All right.
The year's already flying by.
That's right. Thanks for that forecast. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a great night. See you back here tomorrow.